Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? We have a pretty neat top list type video that I'm going kind of showcase for you, and we're going to be looking at the top 5 1960s Lincoln cents that you should be looking for the top grades. The top grades that'll grade anything 66 plus or higher are going to be worth quite a bit of money. So let's go ahead and get started. First on the list is this fantastic 1962 D Lincoln cent. Comes in at number 5 if you're able to find one of these in mid-state 67 and that's graded through either PCGS or NGC. This coin could be worth up to $250 if you're lucky enough to find a mid-state 67 plus example. This particular example would fetch close to $88,500, and this is all per PCGS price guide values. Actual real-world values, if you were to sell them on auction, might vary a little bit, so you want to make sure you do your homework before you go and sell this. Coin number 4 on the list. Okay, we have the 1961 Philadelphia Lincoln Memorial cent, and things really get interesting to these subsequent dates are going to be tougher to find in really gem shape, so you want to make sure you have your magnifier on the ready and make sure you search them. Boo! Rolls M-State 67 examples are worth up to $33,000 for the 61 if you're lucky. Enough to find a mid-state 67 plus again. Just like the 62, it could be worth up to $8,500. That's a lot of money for coins that we still see in a pocket. Change in coin roll hunting. Up next. At number 3, we have the 1961, 1964. Now, here's a really special date. This date right here, you find some gem grades in this coin, obviously. There's a 67 plus that does exist in this, but if you're able to find a 1964 Philadelphia Lincoln Memorial cent, Min-State 67 examples are nearly double what the previous 3 coins are. If you could find one, it could be worth up to $7,000. That's a lot of money. If you're able to find a Min-State 67 plus, I think 1 or 2 exist in this state, it could be worth upwards of $13,500, not to be outdone, because the 64 is a truly awesome coin in those high grades. Number 1 on our list is a true rarity, and let's get into it. The number 1 coin on the list is the 1963 D Lincoln Memorial cent, and I'm going to talk to you about this one for just a little bit longer than all the other ones. The 63D is notorious for coming out of the mint with lots of problems, lots of nicks, carbon, spots, some rinse wash staining on all the coins, so it is truly a conditional rarity in the series, not just the 1960s, but the whole series of the Lincoln Memorial cents. This is one of the toughest to find as of right now. There are dozens of coins that grade in at a mid-state 66. They're worth a couple hundred. There are a few examples that grade at a 66 plus, and they're worth about $2,000 give or take. But get this, there are no Menete 67 examples, which would mean if you able to find the perfect example of a 63, you send it into grading and you get it back. At a 67, this coin would more than likely be worth more than the 1964. In a minute state 67, and the quote I gave you guys on that one was $7,000. This could very well be a 1,000 coin in a 67. And if somewhere down the line there was a 67 plus, just go ahead and double that value. It could be worth over $225,000. So that wraps up our top 5 Lincoln Memorial cents that you should be looking for them high grades. I hope this was a fun video for you, and it'll give you a little bit more incentive to look at what you have a little bit more closely. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can comment below, or you could go on any one of the major forum sites that I participate in, like cointalk.com, Coin Community, PCGS, Collectors Universe, you name it. There's a number of professionals that can help you out there. So again, thank you for watching. Blue RG Silverhound, stay tuned for a lot more neat stuff, and hope you have a good one. Take care. Welcome back to LC Coins, world where we travel through the fascinating history of money and uncover the forgotten stories hidden in the coins we once held in our hands. Today, our journey takes us back to the 1942 D-Walking Liberty $half, a coin that was minted during one of the most turbulent and defining times in American and world history. The year was 1942. The world was at war, and the United States had just entered World War II after the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor in December of 1941. Every aspect of American life was about to change. Industries shifted to support the war effort. Men and Women served on the battlefields and in the factories, and the very spirit of the nation was perched on a rocky crag wings, partially unfolded as if ready for flight. The symbolism was clear. America was strong, moving forward, and prepared for any challenge. This design remained on the half-dollar until 1947, when it was replaced by the Franklin half-dollar, but by 1942 it had already achieved legendary status among collectors and citizens alike. Now let us focus on the minting itself. The 1942 D half-dollar was struck at the Denver Mint. The D mint mark can be seen on the reverse of the coin just to the left of the rock on which the eagle stands. The Denver Mint was one of the most productive facilities during this time, as demand for coinage remained steady. Despite the global upheaval, the half-dollar was made of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both intrinsic value and a reassuring heft in the hand. Each coin weighed 12.5 grams and measured 30.6 millimeters in diameter, specifications that were consistent for half-dollars of the era. What makes the 1942 D half-dollar so historically important is the context of its creation. America was mobilizing for total war. Rationing was beginning. Families were sending their sons overseas, and industries were producing tanks, planes, and ships at a scale the world had never seen. Coins like the 1942 D half-dollar passed through the hands of soldiers shipping off to war, factory workers buying their daily meals, and children saving up for war bonds through school programs. This coin is not just silver, it is history frozen in metal, a daily reminder of what the nation was enduring and striving to achieve. Collectors often look at the 1942 D half-dollar through two lenses. The first is numismatic beauty. It is one of the most stunning designs ever placed on a U.S. coin. The second is historical significance. Coins from the World War II era carry a gravity that extends beyond their silver content. They tell the story of sacrifice, perseverance, and national unity for older generations who lived through those times. Holding a walking liberty half-dollar can bring back memories of blackouts, ration stamps, and the powerful sense of patriotism that defined the early 1940s. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced approximately 10.9 million of these coins in 1942, which was a relatively healthy number for the series. However, due to circulation and the melting of silver coins in later decades, the number of surviving examples, especially in high grades, is significantly smaller. Coins in well-circulated condition are common enough, but finding a 1942 D half-dollar in uncirculated or mint state condition with original luster and strike detail is a true prize for collectors. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC often assign higher values to coins with sharp detail in Liberty's gown, the eagle's feathers, and minimal marks on the coin's surface. As we think about its value, today it is important to note that silver content alone gives this coin an intrinsic floor. Depending on eye appeal and rarity in the marketplace, errors, varieties, and toning can also influence value. Some 1942 D half-dollars display striking anomalies due to dye, wear, or minor minting flaws, which can make them particularly desirable to specialists. Beyond the market value, the true worth of the 1942 D half-dollar lies in its story. When you hold this coin, you hold a piece of America at war, a nation united by struggle and hope. You hold the artistry of Adolf, a wineman who gave us one of the most enduring images of liberty, and you hold the tangible weight of silver, a reminder of an era when coins were not just money but works of art and stores of intrinsic value. If we expand our lens further, we can see how the walking liberty design influenced American coinage for generations. The design was so beloved that it was revived in 1986 for the American Silver Eagle bullion coin, which remains in production to this day. Millions of people around the world now recognize Weinman's Liberty as the face of American silver bullion, and it all traces back to coins like the 1942 D half-dollar. As the war continued after 1942, Americans saw their coins as symbols of stability. Even while so much around them was changing, the half-dollar became a coin that circulated widely in commerce, playing its role in everyday transactions at grocery stores, theaters, and gas stations. At the same time, its beauty was the walking liberty half-dollar is more than silver, more than currency. It is a story of resilience, artistry, and a nation's determination to keep moving forward. The 1942 D in particular bridges the gap between everyday life and monumental world events, a coin that witnessed history in every sense. So when you see or hold a 1942 D walking Liberty half dollar, remember that you are not just looking at a piece of old silver. You are holding a chapter of America's past, a relic of wartime struggle and hope, and an enduring work of art that continues to inspire collectors, historians, and patriots alike. And here at LC Coins World, we bring that story to life, showing you that even the smallest coin can carry the weight of history far greater than its size.